You know, it's great for me to see that there's such a difference happening in the world. Just telling Elena, just this week I got a phone call from somebody else in Gibraltar, and they're organizing a festival, music festival, but they want to put some spiritual element into it. So, you know, I was invited to speak to. It's so nice that in this world now there is an awakening, and people really want to include the spiritual part of us, you know. And he said, I want something that will make people feel better, something that will make them feel peace. So I said, sure, I'm happy to participate. And more this is happening. And in literary festivals as well, I got another phone call, somebody asking for me to speak again on spirituality. This is in the UK. So you see, spirit is touching everywhere now. The media is so negative, right? So many people are so depressed when they watch the news or listen to media. But it's not the truth. The media only shows us one side. So now, human beings are really rising up and doing all these little festivals all over the world. More teachers are turning up. More of you are using your knowledge to serve the world. So now we got lots of little bubbles of spirituality everywhere. And the bright light will diminish the dark light. That's the only way it can work. Because those people who watch media all the time, television, and listen to news, will have a different outlook of the world when they come to these festivals. You know, culture, art, music. Today it's now starting to change. More and more people are going to concerts with mantras. I don't know if any of you have been to a Deva Premal concert? Twice, yeah? Yeah. Well, if you haven't, please go next time she plays. It is phenomenal. She chants, and then afterwards, everybody, 1,000 people. I went to Lisbon to watch her at the university, and I was very lucky to have a front row, and 1,000 people were meditating literally in silence after each chant. It was amazing. So, you know, now we can get to the world in spirit through music. And we have a lovely group in Gibraltar called One Light. They're spreading it to the young with a new sound, which is fantastic. So more and more people are coming. And Matt and Nalanieji, who I bring from UK, they'll be here in 2 weeks, by the way, in Salto Grande. And they're bringing music and chants. So it is so nice that our world is awakening. And it doesn't matter who you are, each one in ourselves. When we awaken to peace and love and kindness, then our world will change. It will just change. So now I'll go on to the talk. Elena's title, Projections and Intentions. What is the difference? I'll give you a little story. There was a fisherman, and he was smoking his pipe, and he was on the boat, and he was looking at the sky, relaxing. A businessman comes along. Fisherman, why aren't you working? Oh, I caught enough fish for today, for my family. I've got enough to sell. And so I'm relaxing and enjoying the sun and the sky. He goes, oh my God, do you know you could make so much more money? So the fisherman listens to him. He goes, if you worked a few more hours, you would get more fish. If you get more fish, you get more money. If you get more money, you can put a motor on your boat, and then you can get even more fish. Then you get more money, then you can get a trawler and big nets, and you can get so much fish. And then if you get so much fish, you can hire people. And when you hire people, you can get even more money. And then the fisherman asked him, and after all that, what? And then you can enjoy your retirement. And he goes, but I'm doing that now. I am doing that now. Projections is somebody else projecting what they think should be. That's projection. Projecting their thoughts, personal thoughts, and thinking this is the only way. Intention is, the businessman's intention was, one day I will relax. Got it wrong. One day may never come. One day may never come. The fisherman's intention was, I'm making up. My intention is to be happy. And he was doing it. He was being happy. He was being joyful. So projection is, we think there is a certain thing we need to do to be happy. Let me give you another story, so you see it the other way around also. There was a monk in the forest, and he really wanted to be enlightened, really wanted to be enlightened. So he said, I'll sit under the tree like Buddha and I'll meditate, but I need to eat, so I'm in, during the day, in India, this is what they do. They go into the town and ask for food and money. They beg for food and money. So he did that for quite a few days, and every day walk to the town, get his money, get his food, come back and meditate. So after a couple of weeks, he sees in the forest where he's meditating a fox, a crippled fox without legs. Half the legs are gone too. And he's so surprised because he'd never in his life seen a crippled fox. And a crippled fox, if they cannot hunt, they will die, correct? So he thought, how is this crippled fox looking so healthy and not dying? It can't get its food. So he was very curious, he was thinking about it. And then suddenly he heard the sound of a lion. So he climbed up the tree, he was really frightened. And the lion said, he saw the lion with a piece of meat in his mouth and feeding the fox with this piece of meat. Now, the sadhu, the monk thought, oh my God, look, the lion is feeding the fox. The fox has so much faith. The fox is not worried about food. Look at me. I have no faith. I have to go into the town and beg for food every day. He says, I think I'm going to be like the fox. I want to have faith and believe that God will give me my food every day. I don't have to search for it. So he sat under the tree. First day, no food. Second day, no food. 1 week, he's nearly dying. No food. And then he's praying. He said, God, you gave me this sign of the fox. The sign was for me. Otherwise, why would I get this sign? And you showed me the lion feeding the fox. Why aren't you feeding me, God? I'm going to die. I'm going to die. And then along comes another monk. And he goes, what are you doing? You're nearly dying. Why aren't you eating? So he told the story of the fox and the lion. So the other monk said, yes, of course this was a sign for you. Of course it was the sign for you. But why did you think that you were the fox? Why couldn't you think that you were the lion and that you were meant to feed others? Get it? Projection. Projection. One is needy and one is serviceful. Do you see? And sometimes we think in order to see the divine, we see things our own way, projection. This is why meditation is so important. Many times in our lives, we project our fears. Most times we project our fears, even to children. Even to children. The other day, my granddaughter, who's 16, she's going to, on a work trip for 6 days to London to work for CNN. And it's a great thing to have on her CV, but she's 16. It's the first time she's going to be traveling alone. So my daughter is, of course, a little worried. Mothers are worried, right? And she goes, oh, Tara, you need to be careful if you travel on the tube, because my granddaughter's a pretty girl, she's taller than I am, and you've got to be careful, and this, and don't speak to mothers, normal, right? And so my granddaughter came the other day and she said, Granny, can I stay tonight? I said, of course. And she said, you know what? I said, are you excited about going to CNN? You're going to, see Christiane Amanpour and Richard Quest, and wow, you're going to be working in the backstage with them. It'll be fun for you. Great experience. And she said, yes, but I'm a little fearful. And I said, why are you frightened? She said, Mom says that, I have to be careful. And then I laughed. I said, moms project their own fear. And I said, it's normal. But really, she's frightened because it's the first time you are traveling on your own. Try not to receive the projection of the fear. Take it as advice rather than fear. If you feel fearful, you attract it. That's projection. She's taking her mom's projection and making it hers. I said, but you're not fearful, and you're clever, and you're brave. So the first time you go on the tube, you will love yourself after you do it, that you can be independent. And I said, remind your mom, please remind your mom, that I let them travel alone from the age of 13. I said, the difference is today, everybody listens to the news and hear those horrible things. But dangers were there at that time. Also, it's just that we never heard them in the news. That's the difference, And in fact, people are getting better and better. So again, like when I talked to her, she said, oh, Gran, I feel so much better. I said, but your mom is giving you the perfect advice as a mother. Mothers will do that. I know she's a little fearful, but understand, it's the first time for her. So she said, okay, so projection is one thing, intention is another thing. What was my daughter's intention? To guide. But where did she go wrong? She instilled fear. So I called my daughter up. I said, Shani, I know you're frightened, but you cannot. You have to detach. Now, this is the work of a spiritual person. You have to detach from your fear. You have to, for your child's sake. Because it's normal to feel fear, but don't give it energy. Once you make a decision that she's going, you have to be strong. And this is where the surrender comes in. And this is where the trust comes in. I trust all will be as it should be. I trust that she'll be looked after. I was looked after. I have always been looked after. All these years, I trust. It is this letting go. Sri Patanjali says, it's not only important to practice meditation or practice being good and doing good. That's not enough. You also have to learn to let go. Non-attachment. And non-attachment is not, oh, I don't care for you. Non-attachment is actually the hardest thing to achieve. Because, as a mother, you want to attach. But we have to let go, because otherwise, if we attach, we put many, many, many thoughts, and as a mother too, as thoughts onto our children that they don't need. I am seeing a young boy now, very smart, very quiet, and very frightened. I saw the parents very disturbed that the boy is not moving. The boy is very tamasic. You know what tamasic is? Yeah, a lazy, a little lethargic. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Thank you. So they were a bit angry that he was like that. Of course, I spoke to the boy separately, and the father is so strict about timing, about everything being just perfect. You have to be here at 12:30, and you have to be at 8 o'clock, and you have to do this. You have to finish your bed by 8:15, and you have to walk the dog at 9 o'clock. And that the boy has lost all desire to do anything. And of course, doesn't want to get up, because every day is this thought. So the spirit of the boy is gone. And I was talking to him, and he says, if I do my homework? I'm 17. If I do my homework at 10 o'clock at night, why does it bother my father? I'm still doing it. Why does it have to be at 9 o'clock? Because he likes everything to be finished by 10 o'clock. I am not my father. But I like to do my homework at 10 o'clock and finish by 1 o'clock. And I go, you know, I was like that as a teenager. I don't know about you. I used to study till 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, you know, drinking black coffee in university. And I was only 18. And nobody stopped me, and that's probably why I loved the learning, and I didn't sleep 5 or 6 nights. It didn't matter, I passed every single exam, that's all that mattered. And when I finished, I slept again, right? This is normal when you're allowed to do, you know, study your own way. So again, I had to speak to the parents. The projection, you have to do it this way. The intention is good. So I tried to explain to the son, it's only because they love you. It's a different generation. So you're a different generation. How do you understand me? I said, I do a lot of meditation. I said, I do a lot of meditation. I had children myself, you know, and I started young. I started very young. And I've questioned all these things all my life with my own children. So I never had any problem with my children as teenagers. They were always hard workers. They always went to, they never took drugs, they didn't smoke. They always looked after their friends and loved their friends. Because my projection was, be happy, do the best you can. And if you fail, at least I know you've done the best you can. My husband and I work together on this. We don't mind if you get 0. Doesn't matter. So long as we see you have done your best and you worked hard. If you don't work hard and you do 0, then that's a problem. So when you give people trust, they will do it. Again, the intention, what is your intention? That the child should do the best. Projection is what you think is the best. Is that the difference? Intention of the parent is good, but projection is wrong. And this is where all the problems start. Relationships, same. Projection, husbands should be a certain way, wives should be a certain way. Wrong. Intention, love each other and work together. And if you don't agree on something, sit down and communicate. Intention, not projection. Why would you, people get involved. Good afternoon, good morning I should say. And nice to see you. So, and this is what I was saying, what happens in relationships, right? Why would you want to go into a relationship with somebody who's exactly like you? Right? And that's what we do. We go into a relationship, really happy the first 6 months, correct? Or 1 year or 2 years. After 1 or 2 years, we want to change them. And how do we want to change people? To be like we are. Why would you want a carbon copy? Can you imagine? Did you ever see the movie Coming to America with Eddie Murphy? Yeah. Yes, you saw it. Really funny. It's a very old film. His parents wanted to arrange a marriage for him, and the wife was just submissive. And he would say, sit down, she'd sit down. Stand up, she'd stand up. Do this, she'd do this. And he goes to his parents, I can't marry this woman, she's doing everything I'm asking her to do. And yet, in most relationships, this is what people are doing today. I see so many breakups because they want their partner to be exactly like them. I said, why would you do that to them? Are you perfect? Are you perfect? Are you perfect? And if you had a partner that was exactly like you, you'd be having a parrot all day long. I love you, I love you, I don't like you, I don't like you. Sit and sit, How boring is such a relationship? There's no energy in it. So why are you doing this to your partner? Why are you doing this to your friend? The exciting thing is you are so different. You are so different. And learn from each other. Really learn from each other. Instead of criticizing each other, learn. You know, when my husband was alive, he loved the stock market and he loved figures and, you know, he always knew what was going on. The market is bullish today, the market is that today. And I learned so much because it is not my world. But it doesn't make it a bad world. And one day, a few months before he passed away, he always taught me a lot about what was going on in the business world. So one day we were taking a walk near here somewhere by the sea. And we were walking and he said to me, "Look at the ants." Look at the ants? He said, yeah, there was a line of ants along the beach. So I look at the ants. So what are they doing? I said, they're walking all following one another. He said, no, look close. So I looked close. And do you know what I saw? Absolute chaos. Although there was a line, in the middle there were ants going in all different directions. And all those little, I don't know if you've seen it, but watch it next time. In the little bites, there was some were going back and forth, and some were going this way, and some were going this way. And I thought, I never noticed this. He said, you know, when you're dealing with markets and when you're dealing with shares and stocks, you know, people look at the graph and it goes like this. If they panic, when they look at the graph at that moment, and it's gone down, right? And it looks all chaotic. If you look closely, it's very chaotic. Everybody's going crazy, people are selling, people are buying. He said, that is the time you need to look back, stand back. He said, in that chaos, there is a pattern. And if you look at the bigger picture, you don't get involved in the chaos. You just see the bigger picture, which is the straight line. Eventually, it will come back up. Just be patient. And he said, and I said, you know, this is just like yoga. Don't get so involved in the moment. You know, when things are going wrong, we all put our projections, fear, this guy, let's do this, call it, you know, we panic a little bit. We get stressed out a little bit. We have to rush, we're late, and things go wrong because you're in the chaos. But if you can step back, that's the non-attachment. That's the non-attachment. If you can step back and watch it and wait a bit, all the answers will come. And things can be done calmly, in the right manner, in the right way. And so I thought this was a great lesson. So when you are very different, don't be afraid of the differences. Don't compare. But instead, wow, how incredible. I can learn something new every day. How incredible. You know, and this is what happens to spiritual people sometimes. We get very proud and egotistical. We think just because we're a bit spiritual, we know better than everybody else. We don't. We're lucky to have the knowledge so we can live a beautiful life. But it doesn't mean other people don't have their journey. We have to give them time to find their light. Look how my husband found the truth through his business. And then another time, he was reading an investor's manual or whatever. We used to laugh. On his side of the bed, business, investing, tools, you know, all these kind of things. On my side of the bed, spiritual books, art books, literature books. You wouldn't believe we were partners, you know, and we were married for 34 years. So, and anyway, he was reading this book and he stops me in the middle. Darling, what? He got really excited. He said, look at the bibliography of this book. Bibliography is what you see at the end of the book where, you know, where they have taken information from. So he goes, look at it. So I look at it. Suggested reading Bhagavad Gita. I go, that's exactly what I said. what? And then he said, maybe I will read the Gita. And he did. Another time he told me, because the early years of meditation, when I first started being spiritual, it was kind of like, I'm better than you syndrome. Which is horrible. This is what I've seen many people do that. But thank God I have a great master. And when he was alive, he just put me straight right away. Because in the early days, I was like, oh, my husband should be like me, I'm vegetarian, in my head. But then I realized, thank God he eats meat. Because at least when I cook it for him, I know I'm blessing it. I am blessing it. The meat is dead anyway, somebody's already killed it. So he's eating it, I'm cooking it, I'm blessing it. Better than somebody not even caring. Also, it taught me acceptance. Acceptance. I don't know what the Creator has for him. He was a good man. Who am I to judge? In fact, he was so much better than I was, because I was judging with my mind, and he would tell all his friends, oh, my wife and me make a perfect couple. I eat all the meat and she eats all the vegetables. Who was kinder? I had to look at this. And say, who is the kinder person? I'm telling him to be like me, but really I need to be more like him. He accepts my vegetarianism without a problem. I don't accept him. There's something wrong with my thinking. And this is where meditation helps, where you sit in silence and you reflect. And this is where non-attachment helps. Non-attached to my projections. My projections. If he's meant to do it, he will do it. His projection and his intention. I have to let that go. And when I let it go, I stopped being so bossy and thinking I know it all. He learned it by himself. And when he died better than any yogi I know. No fear. Asked me to put on the mantras. Thanked me for my entire life with him. Thanked me for all the teaching. Asked my permission if he could go, because he was worried about leaving me alone. He said, the children are fine. He said, but you don't drive too well, and, I took you away from your big family, you're alone. I said, I'm brave, don't you worry. I'm independent. But he was worried, so I said, go, darling, I don't want you to suffer. Now, I'm so loving to all his children, said goodbye to the grandchildren, look after Granny, look after this. They were only little at that time, tiny. Told them all those things. And I thought, what a beautiful way to go. Even though it was so painful, the projection he gave out was the intention that I always wanted him to have, to go with this connection with the divine, not to be afraid. He was not afraid. The doctor said because he had cancer all over his body, especially in his lungs, because he was a smoker, that was his karma, right? That was his karma. I couldn't take that away from him. He smoked a lot, and that's what he got. He stopped the last 8 years of his life, but too late. So anyway, the doctors told us that he will die gasping because of his lungs, and he will have a horrible death. And I told the doctor, he will not. I'm taking him home. Not leaving him in the hospital, he will, with all the tubes. Taking him home. You can't save him, I'm taking him home. This is too difficult. I said, no, it's not too difficult. My son and I can do it. And my daughter had 3 kids, so she could. My son was my real nursing aide. So we took him home, and the last moment how he died, he didn't talk the last day. So, he just did at 8 o'clock in the evening, 8:15, he did like this with his hand, as if to say goodbye, on the bed, because he had no more energy, took 1 deep breath. That's it, done. No gasping, no fighting, just done. And then I called my family and we all did the mantras. But what I'm saying is if you live well and you don't project fear. So the last month while he was dying, it was like, let's talk about Dad. Are you scared? I was petrified. I was in the hospital all night watching him not breathe, and because he was in and out of hospital, and thinking, oh my God, he's going to die. He's going to die. How am I going to face this after 34 years with one man? And then I thought, Nalani, it is not about you. It is about him. Nothing. It is his death. Make it holy. Make it holy for him. And so then was the training, and that's what the spiritual practices gave me, that strength to get up in the morning and say, darling, you okay? And if you go, this is what happens, look at the light, da-da, as if it was nothing. And I was dying inside. Now, this is the non-attachment to your own projection. Do you see that? You still have that projection being human beings. Because we're human beings. I still had the fear. How am I going to work on this after he goes? I was so scared. I'd never been alone since I was 17. Since a child. It's the first time. My kids were married. They all had to go back. But don't think about it. Don't think about it. Just make it work for him. And of course, after he died, my son helped me move the first month. And I told him, you go home back to Hong Kong. You need to look after your family. Mom, what about you? I said, I can't come to Hong Kong. I got a grandchild who's got special needs. My daughter needs me. My daughter needs me. She lost her dad. She wants to lose her mom too. I can't do that. I said, give me time. I'll be well. And so lots of walks by the beach, by nature, lots of Sangha members to make me laugh. And this is where the Sangha comes in, because they were all there, right, Audrey, at that time. And I just come down, speak like this, and got away from myself. Do you see? We're too attached to ourselves. And didn't think about myself, enjoyed the Sangha, got home, cried a lot, watched Friends to make me laugh, and soon I healed. And now I'm with a wonderful partner. So life will just look after you when you trust. Projections, the mind has a lot of projections. It thinks life has to be a certain way. The intention, my intention is, if I don't heal, if I do not heal, my children will not heal. The Sangha will not heal. How many people will I affect if I don't heal? My first job, intention, is heal. I have to heal. I don't have a choice. It's painful. I don't have a choice. And then when you have that, you get a lot of help. You get a lot of help. The first 6 months are terrible, but then after that, I tell a lot of people, I counsel a lot of people who've lost a partner. First 6 months are hell. Don't worry. You get past it. You think you won't, but you will. You just will. And while we have to live, we have to live. So what can we do with our life? Laugh more. What else? Yes, do things that give you joy. Yeah.
And serve others.
And serve. That is the thing.
To others from yourself to other people.
Absolutely. You have to let go of your own ego. Yeah. You gotta let go of you. Yeah.
And be around people who lift your spirit and make you feel good. Like-minded people help.
Yes. People who lift you. People who make you laugh. People who don't feel sorry for you, but you know they love you. You know they love you. And yeah, and allowing some time for you to be on your own as well, to work through the grief. I needed to be alone to work through the grief. It's really important. Again, are you understanding now the difference between projections and intention? Intention always should be, if you make your intention peace, if you make your intention peace, peace doesn't mean there's no pain. Peace just means finding the silence in the pain. Got it? Finding the silence in the pain. The mind will, that's the stage of the mind. And you just got to stay still. And that can only be achieved after after many years of contemplation and working on yourself, not working on anybody else. I see many spiritual people are too busy working on everybody else and not spending time working on themselves. You know, I've taught so many hatha yoga teachers, asanas, over the years. And many of them are brilliant teachers. I tell them, how many times a week do you do hatha? Yourself. Once a week when I teach a class. And I go to them, and I go, that once a week, you should not be doing it with a class because you're teaching it. You should not be doing it. You should be showing and watching, not doing the class. You should be doing your own class in your own time. That's when you understand. The real understanding comes when you work on your own body in silence. Every teacher needs to have that practice. Because otherwise you lose it. You lose it. Practice at home. Notice how your bones feel. Notice when you hurt yourself, how to heal yourself. Because if you don't spend this time in silence, you cannot learn to be a brilliant teacher. You'll be a good teacher, but not a brilliant teacher. So it's not enough just getting the degree. It's not enough just getting that diploma. It is practicing it in your own life, daily. Make it a daily practice. Stop, start, stop, start. It doesn't work. And now scientists, neuroscientists, are proving that meditation, they're proving it with MRI scans. That meditation really does help our brain to such an extent. It's amazing what they're proving now. And how we can have new grooves and new thoughts by doing something every day. The only thing we have to be careful about is our projection too rigid. Are we judging all the time? We're not born to judge. We are born to love. Okay? There will be people in our life that will be not very good people. And how did Lord Jesus work with that one? Very, very simply, he said, judge the sin, not the sinner. So when you love somebody and you see them doing something wrong, you can tell them, you know, I really love you, but I don't like that you do this. Normally, we don't do this. When we don't like something that somebody is doing, we get angry. Why are you doing this? You know, in the beginning, for example, my husband's smoking, right? You're constantly smoking. Don't you know I'm asthmatic? It affects my lungs. I don't like that you smoke. It's not good for you. I'm telling you because I love you. Because it's not good for you. And the more I would tell him, the more he would smoke. And I couldn't understand that this is, you know, my intention is for him and me, and me. So when I started to realize that, I went into my prayer room. This is the self-surrender, and I said, you know what? There is a God up there, your son. You look after him. I give up. I just give up. You looked after me, you look after him. I have no control. I'm dropping my control. I'm never going to complain again. And then at that moment, we were moving to another home. And he said to me, I will never smoke in the house. I will only smoke in the back. Yay! You know, and this is where the saying is, let go, let the universe, or let God, or let the higher self. Trust. Have to trust sometimes. And it's not easy. But the practice of being in silence and the training of the mind really helps. How could I do that? Because, you know, I said, okay, I'm done now. So I told my mind, every time the temptation comes up, doesn't go away for a long time. The temptation comes up. Good time. Zip your mouth, you let it go. Remember, you let it go. You let it go. Then take a deep breath and let it go. Trust. Your life, not mine. And this was constant study of myself and my mind. So I was working with my mind, and after a while, it just stopped. Because I got control of my thoughts. I changed the groove. I let it go. So this is how we work with ourselves. And this is what we can see is some of our projections, of course, are important because they can help people. But with your projections, have the intention of love behind it. Not the intention of anger with it. So when I learned to think in my mind, I love him, but I don't like that he sins. That changed everything. Do you see? Judge the sin, not the sinner. The truth is he was a very, very good man. Very good man. Just because he smoked didn't make him bad. What it did is it cost him his life. Cost him his life, which he realized. But that's karma, and I cannot, that's not mine to do. It's not my life to do that. And he learned that. So it's a lesson everybody has to learn for themselves. Sometimes we try to help people so much that we actually suffocate them. We suffocate them. Because we think our intention is good, but our projection is wrong. So if you want to help someone, the way to do it is with love. I really love you. But you know, when you do this, it makes me really unhappy. Can we work on some kind of compromise? Bit by bit, can we learn to work with this? The other day I had a gentleman come and see me, and he said, was his second wife. His first wife was a terror. But his second wife, he said, the most beautiful woman in the world. Absolutely adored her. She was so spiritual, she was so loving, and he says, but we're both very independent. I said, great. She's got so many wonderful things she wants to do in her life. And he was also a businessman. And he said, and I have all this, but I love what she teaches me. But sometimes we clash. So I told him the story about me and my husband. He goes, you did that too? And I said, yeah, we're married 34 years. And I said, what you need to learn is what I learned with the yoga practices. Learn from her. If she does meditation, which she did, don't criticize her for it. Learn from her. I said, because that's what you need to know, that she's not challenging you. She's just trying to teach you a way to relax. I said, do you get home agitated? He said, yeah, from business. So I said, I think you need to talk. He said, Nalani, actually the other day, she said that to me. We should not argue. If we disagree, we should sit and talk. I'm really working on it. And I laughed. I thought that was great. So I said, that's what you do. I said, Rome wasn't built in a day. Yeah, you will argue a few more times, and then make it light, make it light. The secret is make it light. Later on, you get angry for a few hours. When you finish with the anger, go and say, oh, that was such a lot of nonsense. Both of us talking rubbish. Both of us. Don't say, I'm right and you're wrong, because then you get another argument. Doesn't matter at that point. You just want to make peace. It's the ego, you see? The ego wants to be right all the time. I have to be right. I'm the better person. I always say, if it's something very highly spiritual that really makes a difference to the whole world, fight for it. But if it's a small thing, right or wrong, let it go. Doesn't matter. Peace is more important. Let them be right. You want to be right? Okay, you be right. Your opinion, right? Your opinion. You can be right. And I can be right. We both can be right. We both have different opinions. So this is the difference between intention and projection. So if we make our intention love, we cannot go wrong and peace. And this is the intention. Whatever we do everything with love. Do everything with a sense of peace. Train yourself. Work with yourself every single day with this intention. Then the mind can easily separate separate what is the action and what is the intention. And then there is no anger, there is no fear, and there is no great dispute. There may be a little bit of discomfort, because nobody ever likes when they don't agree. That's normal. Normal. So anyway, that man went home very happy, and he says, I'm going to tell her I want to meditate. I said, you'll make her day. Okay. You'll just make her so happy. And so that's, I'll find out part 2 in next week. But it's, you know, it's so nice that the world is opening up, like I said, to all these truthful values, because they are truthful, in the sense that all of us know one great truth, and that great truth we know is when we have no anger in our heart, no jealousy, no fear. We are very happy. We are very peaceful. What makes us unhappy? Our fears, our jealousies, our possessiveness, you know, thinking it belongs to us. Nothing belongs to us. Everything is on loan. Everything on loan. Everything is on loan. Our body is on loan. Our minds are on loan. Everything is on loan. We are pure spirit in this body having an experience. So nothing is ours.
And who is responsible?
Pardon?
Who is responsible for our life?
We are responsible. That's the instrument. That is the human body. That's the free choice. The free choice is to look at life as it's giving me so much pain. It's giving me so much pleasure. But to look at life and say, life is full of pain and pleasure. For everyone. Nobody's exempt. My responsibility is to maintain peace amongst that noise. That's the responsibility. Peace. The responsibility of love and peace as a mother, as a friend, as a partner. Doesn't mean that you don't experience pain. Like I mentioned, my husband died, the arguments. It doesn't mean that you don't do those things. It's just that you have the choice to diminish it quickly, or you can keep it going for a long time. That choice we have. It's up to us. We can stress and stress and stress and stress and stress, or we can let go. That choice we do have. That is our responsibility. And it's the story of the 2 wolves. Have you heard that story before?
No.
Okay. I think many of you have heard the story of the 2 wolves. And the grandfather is speaking to his grandchildren. And he's saying to the grandchildren, in your mind, there are 2 wolves, and they're always fighting. Really, grandfather? What are those wolves fighting about? Oh, one wolf is greedy, and he's mean, and he's full of pride, and he's full of jealousy, and he's full of anger. And the other wolf, grandfather? Oh, he's kind, and sweet, and loving, and caring, and strong, and courageous. Grandfather, which wolf wins the battle? And the grandfather answers, the one you feed the most. Feed. The one you feed the most. Yeah, give more thought to it. So if you give more thought to the jealousy and anger, it will win. If you give more thought to the peace and love, it will win. That's our responsibility. Brilliant question, thank you. That's what we are responsible for. And it's a big responsibility. It's a big responsibility. It's not a small responsibility. But the way we react to things can affect a lot of people in our lives. A lot of people are dependent on each one of us in this room. So if you're bitter and angry, everybody around you will be bitter and angry. You'll be living in hell. Your choice. It's your choice. Nobody's chosen it. You chose it. I know the situation is bad. And sometimes the choice is very cruel. It's not easy. But that's life. That's life. It's just the way it is. The other day I was watching, we were recommended to watch this documentary on Netflix. Do you all have Netflix? Some yes, some no. Called Happy. Do you remember? She said to watch it. So I actually watched it the other night. My granddaughter stayed over. Let's watch something positive. And in that documentary, it was really interesting. You can watch it. I think it's wonderful. And it showed the most happy people in the world. And there was a woman there who was a brilliant mother, lovely human being, loved animals, loved horses, everything going right in her life. One day, she has an argument with her sister on the road. Her sister's on a truck, and her sister drives away. But her hand is on the handle of the truck. Her sister doesn't notice. So she drives the truck away in anger, and she slides under the truck, and her whole face is damaged, whole body, totally deformed, totally. She said she wanted to die. And she went through countless operations, and so many surgeries, and she said she wanted to die, she wanted to die. Her face is half deformed, okay. Her husband left her, couldn't deal with it, he left her. And only her son, I think her son was with her. And then she started to heal. Slowly, she got better, and then she started to, she still wanted to die for a long time, but she started to go out, and she realized she had no choice. She had to live. And one time when she was out doing her things, and people would look at her face and, say horrible things to her. But one day she was out in a group, and there was a gentleman who went straight to her and said, "Are you frightened about the way you look or something? Are you embarrassed about the way you look?" And then he said, "How did you feel? And how did you get this face?" Half of it was fine and half of it was really like that. Anyway, he fell in love with her. He fell in love with her nature. Because she was always beautiful, you see. She'd just forgotten it. But inside still shone. And then he marries her. And then you see her life. She's so happy. She's so happy, And then you think, oh my God, I wonder how many women could have that face and think, I love life and be happy. And because she tried so hard to heal herself, the reward came. The reward came. By itself it came. So when you let go and you just make the best of your life, there's always, there's something that comes to you. Never fear. If you lose something now, a lot of us, it's only through pain, deep pain and questioning, that we come to the spiritual path. We come to the spirit through deep pain. So pain is not a bad thing. But be patient while you're in pain. It's hard. It's really, really hard. But be patient. It will pass. And keep telling yourself, time heals. Time heals. Time heals. And it will heal. This too shall pass. This too shall pass. This too shall pass. And it will pass, like everything else in your life will pass. It will pass. And then you start to feel a lot greater. And then when you feel so great, you can understand the connection with nature. You can have time to enjoy the spirit in you while you're alive, like that fisherman looking at the sky. You will make moments in your day, even though it's so busy, to stop and stare and feel grateful. Driving your car, you'll feel grateful. Coming here, you'll feel grateful. Going home, you'll feel grateful. I feel cars are really nice places to feel grateful. Those are my quiet moments. My husband was right, because he used to say to me, you meditate in a room, but I meditate when I drive, because I'm just focusing on the road. I'm just focusing on the road. And he was absolutely right, because now that I drive a little, when I do drive, I really use all that time for gratitude. I just start saying, I'm so grateful, and look at the sky, and look at the trees in front, and it's just lovely, because you're all alone there. So that's what you do with your life. You just live a very inside. It's quiet. Deep here, it's quiet. Maybe this will talk. Got to go here, got to do this. But down here, I feel it here, so I say here. Here it feels, wow, I'm at peace. I feel solid. I really, really do know, and I think anybody who practices this path will know, that, I'm just a visitor on this earth, and I'm journeying. It's a journey, that's all. It's a journey. And along this journey, if I can help as many people as possible, I'll be grateful. And if I'm not needed, then just let me be good and kind in myself, in my mind. So I don't project any evil out there, but just love. And those are the things I ask for in life. But this is a journey, because we're here for a very short space of time. Literally so short. So let us live it beautifully.